Ancient Athenaeum presents The Time Machine by H.G. Wells. A deep investigative study. In the winter of the early 1890s, H.G. Wells was still an emerging writer, brilliant, restless, and economically precarious. He was a science student turned journalist, trained under Thomas Henry Huxley, steeped in Darwin, and increasingly convinced that Victorian society was marching confidently in the wrong direction. The Time Machine did not arrive as a sudden stroke of inspiration. It emerged slowly, through drafts, lectures, anxieties, and a profound dissatisfaction with the moral complacency of his age. The earliest form of the idea appears in Wells's student paper, The Chronic Argonauts, written while he was still struggling to support himself. That juvenile version already contained the central conceit: time travel not as fantasy, but as extrapolation. But it lacked the philosophical weight that would later define the novel. What Wells was searching for was not a spectacle, but a mechanism for social diagnosis. By 1894, Wells had found it. At the heart of the Time Machine is a quiet, radical question: what happens if evolution does not improve us? Victorian culture assumed progress was inevitable. Wells, trained in evolutionary biology, knew better. Natural selection had no moral direction. Adaptation could just as easily lead to decay. The novel opens in a drawing room among gentlemen, lawyers, doctors, editors, symbols of rational England. The time traveller is not a wizard or mystic. He is a scientist, methodical, persuasive, unsettlingly calm. Wells stages the story like a philosophical experiment grounded in the language of reason. Time is introduced not as magic, but as a fourth dimension, manipulable by intelligence. This framing was deliberate. Wells wanted credibility before he delivered his indictment. When the time traveller journeys forward to the year 800-2701, the shock is not technological excess, but absence. No factories, no libraries, no visible struggle. The Eloi, small, delicate, childlike, appear to embody the Victorian dream of leisure without labour. But this dream quickly curdles. They are weak, incurious, and emotionally shallow. Evolution, Wells suggests, has punished comfort. Then come the Morlocks. The Morlocks are not monsters in the traditional sense. They are the logical descendants of the working class, driven underground, adapted to darkness, surviving through mechanical maintenance and predation. Wells was drawing directly from late Victorian class divisions, industrial stratification, and his own socialist convictions. The Eloi and Morlocks are not alien species. They are us, separated by centuries of inequality and mistaken progress. What makes the Time Machine enduring is not the future itself, but the slow realization that no one has won. The ruling class has decayed into fragility. The laboring class has become predatory and joyless. Civilization has not advanced. It has specialized itself into extinction. As the time traveller ventures further forward, the novel sheds even the illusion of humanity. The sun reddens, life thins. Crabs crawl across dying beaches. The earth cools. Wells abandons social satire and delivers cosmic pessimism. Evolution continues, but without us. Time is revealed as indifferent, vast, and terminal. This ending was deeply unsettling to Victorian readers. Science fiction had rarely dared to erase humanity altogether. But Wells was making a point. Progress narratives collapse when removed from human ethics. Without conscious direction, intelligence does not guarantee survival. The final scene returns us to the drawing room. The time traveler disappears again, this time forever. He leaves behind only doubt, flowers from the future, and an uneasy silence. Wells refuses closure. The machine exists. The warning has been delivered. Whether it will be heeded is left unresolved. When the Time Machine was published in 1895, it did more than invent modern science fiction. It fused scientific speculation with moral urgency. It treated the future as a consequence, not a fantasy. And it established Wells's lifelong project, to use imagined worlds as mirrors held up to the present. This was not escapism, it was a diagnosis. And once the machine was built, Wells would never stop traveling forward, into war, into global planning, into visions of salvation and collapse, always asking the same question first posed here. What kind of future are we actually evolving toward?